So, have you seen the Dallas Cowboys have done a bit of cultural appropriation, some would say. They've taken a few depictions of the warrior nature of Sikhs.
So there's a Latin phrase which presumably is their kind of motto, right?
Carpe omnia.
Omnia, right. So carpe means seize, guys. So seize everything.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing, man.
Very,
you got to remember
powerful.
in the context of what they're doing, this is NFL, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So big thing, Super Bowl, like it's a whole big thing in America.
It's just a massive.
It's massive,
step.
But to have that kind of warrior culture, so what you're combining is this is a sport, but now what we're saying is you guys aren't sportsmen, you guys are warriors.
What's happening, people? Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast.
We are
in BHQ.
In what, sorry?
BHQ, Birmingham headquarters.
It sounds like you're saying B&Q. I don't like
BHQ.
No, we need to rephrase it. We need to
rebrand.
Just Mavi. What would we call this?
Mavi Manor.
Mavi Manor. Yeah. BHQ.
BHQ.
No, man. Yeah, B&Q vibes. No.
Okay, B&Q vibes.
No. Alfred.
Thank you for your help today.
With what?
I called you asking God.
Oh man, see, I actually thought you were being sarcastic. I was like, "Yeah, thank you for your help as usual."
No, genuinely.
Yeah, no, but it's very hard for me to think you genuinely.
All right, to give people a bit of context, welcome to the segment. Kick it off. Do it. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle jingle.
Confessions of Brown. Monday.
Perfect.
There we go.
Let's kick it off. So I called Garan today in a panic. I said, Garan, help me.
Yeah.
He didn't pick up my call. First things first, he didn't pick up my call. He was busy.
My studio safai kar diya thi.
Oh, is that why? Normally you answer every call that comes. That's why I was surprised.
But because music was on, and
you couldn't hear it.
It wasn't music that was coming from my phone. Usually, if it's music that's connected from your phone,
it cuts the call.
So that was perfect. It's actually a good way of knowing when your phone's ringing.
Yeah.
Why is the music cut?
Yeah.
Has somebody jumped on my Spotify? Is somebody jumping over my Spotify? Like when I taught, it's not really mum, but I taught dad how to use Spotify. Oh my God, he became obsessed. But then at this point, I don't think we had the family plan. So he was just on somebody else's login, probably mine. And then he just randomly just jump on, pull out them,
just cut you off.
Hunts in the garden. And I'm like, Dad, like, come on, man, you're killing my vibe, man. What's going on? So I missed your call for that reason. And then the first thing that goes through my head is he's calling, he needs to cancel the podcast. That's where my head goes. Is like, what's happened? Why can't you come? Right? And then but what it actually was,
I said, Garan, tell me the best Samoseh shop in Birmingham. And you said, I can do Warsaw. I was like, all right, let's try and see how it goes. This guy sends me on he sends me a link to a place. I said, all right, cool. The reason why I want the best Samoseh in Birmingham is because I want to prove a point to my wife that Birmingham do better Samoseh than London. And tomorrow, I think, is my opportunity.
I see. Okay.
It's my father-in-law's birthday. And I said, I'm bringing Samoseh down.
Do you know what? I said this to you, didn't I?
Did you?
On Friday, I was like, why do you take Samoseh? This is actually what I said.
Did you actually? You might have planted a seed in my head. I thought it was an original idea.
Oh, maybe
there you go. So I thought, let's prove a point now. Let's take it down. But then I only get one shot at this. I can't be going to no half-assed Samoseh shop.
Why do London... Look, this is a fact now, what I'm about to drop here.
Go on.
Mixed grill places.
Yes.
There's nothing in London, is there?
Yeah, but market maybe?
Hmm?
Market maybe? Is there a market for it?
There's apne there. There's people there.
No, I mean, is there like a market enough where the rent isn't too high? Is it going to cost too much to run it? Set up any business?
I'm just saying generally.
You think of the mixed grill places here in Birmingham, they've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
So if you launch one now, it's hard.
Yeah. But they still need it. There's still Punjabi people there.
Yeah.
We've got people, my brother-in-law, who lives in Nottingham, who will travel down with his crew to go to Soho Tavern because there isn't anything in Nottingham.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Punjabi people there. Leicester, probably the same as well. I reckon Leicester has a few, but it's still not on the same caliber. So I will confidently say, correct me if I'm wrong, Samoseh wale, jalebi wale, mithai wale.
Better in Birmingham.
Come on, man.
You think so?
Puchin di gall hai.
And this is my first chance to score 1-0 to Birmingham.
And you need to document this in some sort of reaction. You need to... Do they know you're bringing it tomorrow?
No.
Does anybody know?
Sanj knows.
Sanj knows, right. Sanj needs to keep it gupt. Punjabi word for today, gupt.
Gupt.
You know gupt means? Secret. So you say, is cheese no? This thing, is cheese no? Gupt rakhi.
I thought it would be like chup.
Yeah. Chup just sounds too funny, doesn't it? Jeri main gal tenu dassan lagya na tu chup chup rakhi. It just loses the kind of, you're like, what?
The pizzazz.
Yeah. It makes you sound like a lollipop we used to eat.
Yes.
What was it? Chup chup.
Oh, Chupa Chups. Is that what it's called?
Oh, you know, the ones with the flavor. Chupa chupa.
They were great lollipops.
But yeah, gup rakhi. Huh? All right, cool. But then, even if it's not you, maybe get sanj then. Like when people are eating the samosa, your in-laws basically, just like secret video and like, oh, okay, oh my god, the mutter.
Well, they're gonna know though, because here's the thing: if I'm rocking up from Birmingham,
you're rocking up a bit later than everyone else.
I'm rocking up later, and they would have been told, don't order samosa because Indy's bringing it. I fucked
okay,
it.
no. Okay. Right, this is what we do. What you tell them is that you're bringing the samosa.
Yes.
You're bringing it from a local vendor in London. You're just happening to pick it up on the way to the house.
I've got to text her this after this, just to prove a point.
Yeah. So do that.
Okay, fine.
So they think, oh, it's some London thing. Then they're gonna be like, oh, where's this great samosa
And then
place?
if it's
and
bad,
it's the London place.
I can blame it on London.
As bad as the London place, it's good. You go, ha! Birmingham to aaya. West Brom to aaya. Wherever it's from. West Brom.
Yeah,
West Brom to aaya. And then you can be like, haha. But they will appreciate the
I'm gonna text her right now.
they'll appreciate the mirch, the aloo matar ratio.
Okay.
This is a key thing. The crispiness of the pastry.
Yes.
The triangle formation.
Yes.
Remember that thing we did in April, guys? Remember this? Rock Nation, Illuminati. Are you doing spring rolls at all or just samosa?
I'm gonna come to that. Let me just send this message.
Okay.
Remind me to tell you about
now.
the
plan. The gupt
samosa
plan.
tomorrow.
Gupt.
Okay, I'll do that after the call. Right, sorted. Done.
Cool, carry on.
Right, so I thought, all right, I'll go with your place. Then I thought, let me ask my dad. And my dad said, okay, you're taking this for your father-in-law. He said, go to this place in West Brom.
So now it's a pride girl now, huh?
I didn't say it was for this reason. He said, why are you going?
Yeah, there we go.
I said,
There we
I'm
go.
going
There we
because
go.
I'm taking some down to London. He's like, Acha, for your father's birthday. I said, yeah.
This is different now.
He said, oh, okay.
So your dad's like,
Got
CSK.
it. Yeah.
And he made the call in it.
He made the call.
My son is coming.
He made the call.
My chota son.
Well, I called my brother first and he said, I know a place in Smethwick, but it's only because I know the guy who owns it. So he said they're not necessarily going to be the best.
But I know the guy.
But I know the guy. I said, all right, leave it.
It's difficult.
I don't trust your instinct.
Difficult. But I feel like CSK would be a connoisseur of something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Defo big connoisseur.
Do you know what I
So
mean?
he said, go to this place. Then he said,
Do you want to give him a
we
shout
have Bronner coming to the house tomorrow. I'm not giving a shout out yet because I don't know if they were good or not.
Okay. All right. Cool. Until you've tasted it.
Shit ain't free, man. Shout outs ain't free.
But what I will say is, so this place, you must have had at your house before, no?
I can't remember.
You can't remember. Has it been a while since you had samosa yet?
It's been a while since I've got samosa from Birmingham. Normally we get it locally made off my mussy, who makes
Yeah.
samosa,
You told me about this.
right?
Yeah. You said
Or
your
it's
nanny before, wasn't it?
Nanny,
Masi.
mussy. They normally made the best samosa.
Samosa, yeah.
And then the one after that is a lady who lives around the corner from my mum's. She makes really good samosa as well.
Randy auntie.
No. This isn't Randy auntie. This is other auntie. This is samosa auntie.
She needs not. Okay.
Samosa auntie.
There we go.
Right.
It's real.
She was good. So I was like, I was impressed
It's
by
the
her
source, the
samosa.
product, yeah.
I was impressed by her end product. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm thinking, fine. Dad says we have Bronny coming to the house tomorrow. So
Which house
because
you
of
talking
that, his house.
Okay, yeah, local here.
Dad said we have Bronny coming to the house in Birmingham.
So I need a supply.
So I need supply as well.
Got it,
So he
got
said,
it.
well, since you're going, he turned it to his bumper order.
This is the line in it, like, ये तो जा रहे हैं.
Yeah.
अभी एक दो चीज कर
He
दी
said,
मेरे,
can you get spring rolls? I said, no one likes spring rolls, but okay, how many?
Sorry, no one likes spring
We've been
rolls.
through this already. I'm not recapping this. We've done it in a different video. I like samosa. You like spring rolls.
You won't eat spring rolls
I
if
think
they're there.
samosa are better than.
Oh, I agree, but you won't eat the spring rolls.
I just don't think it's great. It's not worth it for me. I'd rather have two samosa.
Well, come on, get out. In your case, it's never
Okay,
two.
I'd
is it?
rather have four samosa. I'd rather have four samosa.
I'd rather finish
I'd
all
rather
the
have four
samosa.
samosa than three samosa and one spring roll. I'd rather have just four samosa.
You better finish the samosa tomorrow. I'll tell you that now.
I'll try.
You better show them in it.
I will try.
Get up,
Show you love.
Get up,
Right, this is what I'm saying. So, Dad said to me, pick up some spring rolls, get this.
What will you
Then
have?
he said,
Mithai?
pick up some golagappe, get this,
Golagappe,
and get some
okay.
cholle. I said, Dad, you make the call. Okay, I'm not going to go there and try and sort
That's
this out and
great.
decipher it in
You'll be
Punjabi.
like, Paji, and then they'll be like, put the kinna chahiye. Have you ever done that?
60.
Oh man, no. This is even funnier, right? I never understood this. I've never understood this. Right, you're asking for samosa and spring roll. How many do you want? Yeah, exactly. But it's a number. When it comes to mithai, what do they say? 5 kilo de do. 10 kilo de do.
Yeah.
And they'll add. But the thing is, if I haven't been given prior instruction, like for example, my mom and dad telling me how much to get, and they ask me kinne kilo, I'm like, I have no reference point. I don't know how many
How much a
laddu
kilo
in 5 kilo
is.
is. Like 5
All
kilo
I'd say is a
laddu wala-
box.
Yeah.
A box of laddu.
Say safe for it. But when they start doing that kilo talk, 5
I
kilo,
have
10
no
kilo,
idea, Paji.
20 kilo.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, so how much,
You're like, okay.
how much do I curl, right? How much can I curl? So how many laddu will I have to curl?
You're like 1
Ratio
kilo
ki, huh?
of laddu
Right.
is 500 grams of sugar. Do I want that much sugar?
You gotta put a reference. You gotta reference it in your head. What makes sense? Exactly that, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. How much do I curl? How much sugar there is?
So there was a girl who actually walked in. I'm skipping ahead a bit.
So you're at the
but
shop
she
now?
walked into the shop.
You're at the shop now.
Hang on. I'm just going to round out your point. I'll tell you the full story.
All right, take it.
I jumped in. She came into the shop and she just said, "Can I get a paratha?" In English. She said, "Can I get a paratha?" And the guy said, "How many samosehs?" She said, "A portion." He's like, "Okay, now."
Sorry.
It's like a portion of samosa. He's like,
That means absolutely nothing.
"I don't know how much that is. I need a numerical
He's
value."
saying this in Punjabi?
No. I could see in his head. He's like, "Okay, now das B. Tell me."
Portion.
She's like, 5. I was like, "Okay, cool. That's fine." I don't know
Number.
if that's a portion. What's a portion?
You can't.
What's
I mean,
a portion of
it's
samosa?
completely-
You got to give a
completely
numerical
subjective,
value
isn't
for that.
it? Yeah. Can you?
So I think she was a
Portion.
bit nervous, bless her. So I was like, okay, cool, fine. Park that. So I've been to West Brom earlier in the mornings to go and do an errand. I've left to go back home to mum's. I've spoken to Sandra in the car, said I've been to Samoseh. I was like, please don't send me back to West Brom. So dad sends me to West Brom again. So I go there, get the Samoseh, you walk in, and this ain't no queuing system when you get there into the Mithai Samoseh shop.
Describe to me the. This is you got the counter on the
It's
left
a
or right.
rectangle shop.
Rectangle, yeah.
Counters on the left.
Right, and
a
that's
few
got-
seats on the right for eating in.
Oh, interesting.
So a couple of guys were eating in with tals and they were having their like samoseh, bhature, chole. That's what they were having on the plate.
Standard
I was
Saturday
like,
morning,
cool,
yeah.
you've got it there. I understand.
And what's on the counter? What can you see in the glass?
Oh, every mithai you can think of.
All the
Every
colours.
color, all
the
the rainbow colors,
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
I thought, all right, this is stuff I haven't seen before here. All right.
Oh, okay.
Chalo,
Right,
take ya.
Yeah.
So I walk in and there's 4 people who are in front of me. One is sat down, can't tell if he's in the queue. And the queue isn't like one person there and it comes out the door. There's a lot of depth left to the place and everyone's starting at the entrance point of the door and then walking out.
What's up?
So I'm like, there's a lot of depth. You could go to the end and then make
queue
sure
that
everyone's
way.
inside. But the room was so sweltering anyway because it's a summer's day today.
Hot.
You know, it's hot. So I'm thinking if you walk into there, it's like the Pride of Punjab anyway. It's so flipping hot. You can't do anything. It feels like bin in
Punjab,
there.
uh-huh.
Stinks like of everything. You're like, you get the full smell of the tail burning in the background.
Right.
You got a little Pathka that does nothing.
But looks
Right,
nice.
Okay.
That's doing.
Yeah, it looks nice. It's doing nothing. And you just walk in, you're like, it is hot in here.
Yeah.
And there's one bachada running behind the counter doing the back and forth.
The running
He
man.
is stressed.
Is he the owner?
I don't know if he was the owner. I don't think he was.
Okay.
But that's me
Have you been here
generalizing.
before?
I haven't been here in years. The last time I came there was under a different ownership.
Right. Okay.
So it's changed completely,
Here you
what I
go.
remember.
Fine. You've gone in and you've pre-ordered.
So I've gone and I've pre-ordered, but I still have to wait because you don't jump ahead. In Desi queuing, it's never jump ahead of the person because they get gussa. Don't jump ahead. When it's
What?
your turn,
How do
you
they
say
react?
your point. So I didn't do it, but one girl did do it. And I looked behind me. You know that girl who came in and ordered brought it? I looked behind me and 6 people were throwing knives at her virtually. They were like, why the fuck are you in front of
But
us?
did they say anything?
Huh?
Did they say
No,
anything?
of course not.
No, see, that's my point. If you're not going to say anything,
No, but I can see it. I'm like,
No,
I
I
don't
get it, I
want
get
the
it.
tension.
yeah.
Because
but
it's hot.
We should say
There's
something
one
like
guy there.
Yeah.
The wait time is about half an hour. It took me half an hour to get everything. By the time I walked in and got
That's
it
so
given to me.
interesting.
So
what is the point of pre-ordering?
that's what I said. So
And when you got to your front, was it ready?
I got to the front. I said, order kera, samoseh, spring roll. He said, ha, tika, tika, tika. Runs in the back, brings out the samoseh, spring roll. Says,
So it's
boss.
ready?
I was like, no. I said, nahi. Gol gappe kitte hai? Chole kitte hai?
Surely.
Yeah?
Surely.
Chole, chole.
No, not surely.
Oh, yeah, chole. I know what chole is.
It's never that. Surely.
Chole.
Or if you want to be safe and you don't get like Johnny.
I did say Janne as well.
Johnny's fine as well.
So
Ah.
he said, "Oh, okay." The problem was he runs back. He runs back behind the counter, and now there's a queue of people going out the door. There's 6 or 7 people waiting. Okay, and he's not working on my order. He's jumped ahead to the buddy who ordered the prote and the spring and the samoseh. He then shouted out who ordered 10 samoseh and 10 spring rolls. No one did. So he's now shouting about that. He's
He didn't make up orders,
He's then
made up
saying
orders.
who wants Mithai. He's then putting his hands in the Mithai, running around, putting it in. I'm thinking, geez, if you just give me my order first
I
and
can
do
go.
things in a logical order,
As in what you're saying,
things
don't
will
multitask,
vacate quickly.
unitask, yeah.
His
Complete mind.
multitasking was not good because he's trying to appease, but he's also
Yeah.
annoying people.
Yeah.
Then as he's going into the back to collect things, he said, who wants samoseh? And the whole shop put their hand up. So I'm like,
This
of
is
course
like
they're going to
game.
want
A
samoseh.
bloody samosa shop.
Right?
Yeah, bingo.
So he's like,
Who wants samosa?
he's like 10, 15, 20. And then they're like,
Free
ha, 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 ha.
chocolate.
And I'm thinking, hang on. You haven't written this down anywhere. You're just guessing
Mentally.
in your head.
Mentally.
So he goes in the back. One guy comes out the back, walks out in front. He is drenched in sweat. I mean, his shirt is grey, 3 different shades of grey on him. You got like non-piscina, full piscina, see-through, wet piscina.
Say those 3 things again.
Okay.
That's so funny.
You got
Non-piscina.
Non-piscina.
No sweat.
A little bit of piscina.
Half piscina.
And then full grey, slap on the back. Barney comes off and like on my hand, piscina.
Yeah.
That's the difference. Okay. And I thought, he's the bachara in the back. He's frying this in the back, in the hot there, in the room that has no
air conditioning.
no air conditioning, no window, nothing. He's just dying in that heat. Okay.
No
And I'm
Barney.
thinking, is this a modern day slave shop or sweatshop right now? Genuinely, is this how it is? Because it is pressure in
like
there.
you interview these people and they're like, मैं इंडिया तो आया सी मैं सोचदा सी ਇੱਥੇ मैं गुड ਲਾਈਫ ਬਣਾਉਂਗਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਬੰਦ ਕਰਤਾ ਕਮਰੇ 'ਚ ਪਾਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਖਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੰਦੇ
It was not that, man. So this guy, I thought he was done with me. He took my order. I paid him the money. I walk out. I said, Tikya? He said, ha, Tikya. I walk off. Cool. One guy comes running out the shop after me. I'm like, I've got everything on me. He said, Baji, garson.
तू इंडियन डॉक्टर है
No. I said, yeah. He said, chutney. And then he gave me like 3 Tupperwares of chutney. I was like, oh, okay, I didn't preempt this.
okay
No, 3 like, you know, the normal Tupperware, like square, rectangle
Like
one.
Chinese
It
box.
wasn't circle. It was a big Chinese box. Yeah.
okay rated point I'm going to say here is when you've got one of these stores that give you the chutney, which is always, remember, it's very very liquidy, you know.
Yeah.
I hate it when they give you, like, you know what, you take a goldfish
Oh,
the bag, right? I'm like, bro, this goldfish bag, right? It's like you put a little rusty on it, a little rubber band. This drops and it is
It's
full of
done.
satyanas in it. Yeah, your car's done, your kapre done, your wife done, everything done, man. So when you see that they invest in proper stuff, you're like,
yeah.
rated.
Well done. Well
to
done.
give you 3 full-size Chinese dabbe,
3.
that's rated.
So we ended up ordering, I think it was 60 samoseh, 20 spring rolls,
Yeah,
2 boxes of golgappe, and then the pani puri and stuff that goes with it.
with the golgappe.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm interested here now. So
They gave it in. they poured that in. A recycled dabba of milk.
Yeah, that's standard. I've seen somebody come to my house who was like, buddy, I do a bit of like catering and stuff.
Yeah.
And he came to give me some samples. And he literally poured it out. And it was like, you could tell because it had the blue cap on there.
Yes.
And I was just like,
How do you clean this properly?
yeah, I
first?
was like, do you clean it properly? Yeah, that's your question. But yeah. So
Did you just rinse
standard.
it out? Is that what you do? You just
You
rinse
know,
it
that's
through
half
there?
yeah, buddy. Standard procedure. What was the point I was going to make to you? Right. So I'm interested. Obviously, you're taking samoseh tomorrow. The rest is all for dad, yeah?
Yeah. They're for dad and the prawn and for everything else.
No mithai.
No mithai. No.
What was CSK's rationale on that?
I think he was thinking savoury than sweet.
Yeah, so what's the sweet?
No, he was thinking savoury than sweet.
Oh, savoury dance.
Yeah,
Cha, cha, cha.
he was thinking savoury than sweet.
Interesting.
I think they probably got leftover mithai from weddings this summer. You can probably just reuse that.
Where do you store your mithai?
Fridge. Has to be fridge. You can't leave that out at room temperature. It's got to go craft.
Shout out to Aman from Clyde 9000. Aman, tu fridge vich rakhya kar. Okay?
Yeah, put your
एक
mithai in the
amazing
fridge,
weekend
man.
da fridge vich rakhega, tu bhi rakhya kar.
Put it in the fridge, man.
Put in the
What are
fridge,
you doing?
bro. ताई तेरा मिठाई खराब हुई जंदी है.
Can't be doing that.
Can't be doing that. So you had a very eventful morning.
Yeah, and then
What did you learn?
I dropped everything off here.
What's your learning
Dropped
points?
everything off, went home, packed my bags, came here. Hence why I was a bit late.
Acha taai.
Bro, it took me half an hour from walking into the shop to getting everything to leave.
I have a theory about when you come late here.
Why?
Do you want to know the theory?
Go on.
Right, so today, guys, we planned to do a pod originally at 1 o'clock. Then I
Yeah.
said to Indy, it's 1:30. Then I said, Indy, it has to be 3 o'clock. Stuff came up, right?
Then he said, no, you said 3:30. You didn't say 3 o'clock.
No, check it.
I'm sure you said
Check
3:30. Did you actually say?
Yeah, I said 3.
3?
Yeah. Oh, is that what you
Oh.
came in through? Oh,
I
okay,
thought you
okay.
meant 3:30.
No, I said 3. But my theory
Oh,
is
my fault. I
because
thought
I've
it was
changed
3:30.
it because I've changed it twice.
I didn't make any time.
No, then you feel that you can be lax, which is okay. He's like, oh, he's a bit of a dickhead. Changed it twice. Oh, man, we got done that. But obviously, her
It's just
reason.
because of that.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
shit. If
yeah.
I knew that, I would have left early to collect it.
No, it's fine. It's fine, Tiga. It's fine. You
My
do it
fault.
3:30.
Sorry.
No, Tiga.
Yeah.
In fact, I did voice note you rather than maybe I should voice note and follow up
If
with
you,
a confirmation.
if you follow up with time, it helps. Just because
Written
I got bare
time.
things happening in the day that I forget about.
Guys,
so
this-
I think it's 3:30. I'm like, yeah, it's 3:30. Bam, done. In my head.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all good.
Yeah.
Learning points from today. How do you improve? How do you optimize the situation?
You
in the future?
can't, bro. This is unoptimizable. This needs Garam Mavi to step in.
Right.
That's
So
what
you,
it needs.
so you know what Dad does?
Ghee.
So Sangam is where we go, which is the one I gave you, Rocky Lane, yeah?
Yeah.
Guys, if you're from here, go there. It's really good. They also do wedding catering. So if you want the food for the breakfast in the morning in the Gurdwara, they will do excellent parathe, samoseh, pakode, jo bhi chahiye hunu. Dad will ring him up. First, he's got the relationship. So rapport is important, right? So if Dad CSK knows them, then obviously they're gonna
Yeah. They'll
they'll
hook
change
it
the
up.
management and whatever.
He didn't know. He fully shafted me, but it's fine.
Fine. So then what Dad will say is, so say I'm coming, XYZ is coming to collect it. Here's the line, ready? Tiyar hona chahiye.
What does that mean?
Needs to be ready. Tiyar, ready,
Oh.
hona chahiye. Right. So the implication now is boxed up, it's dabbe, and actually the system we enjoy is if I come in ready, so bypass whoever's being
So
served.
you skip the queue.
Yeah, and then he'll be like, "Paji, thoda tiyar hai, aap tusi la lo." Because it's just a
You're a queue jumper. I can't handle this.
no, that's not a queue jumper. What's the value pre-ordering otherwise? There's no value, is there? Then you might as well just wait in the line. So, but it's the presupposition that Dad gives. Pehla tiyar hona chahiye. It's the same thing men will say to women. Yeah, say we're going to put petrol in the car and you're going to a wedding and they're getting ready. ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਵਾਪਸ ਆਇਆ ਨਾ
You need to be ready.
ਤੂੰ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋਣੇ ਤਿਆਰ ਹੋਈ.
Yeah.
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 You obviously say it in a nicer way. But it's just fun. It's just funny.
Do you say that to Shindy?
I never say that to Shindy. It doesn't work. Right. Because you need to know your wife. Guys, you need to know your woman, right? So I've told you this before. What I do is, so in our calendar, so say your event.
You
your
do the
event,
fake time.
But there's a couple of times. There's the time in the calendar which is the listed card time minus half an hour. That's not the time she focuses on. Leave the house time. Because obviously it's travel time as well. And I have to buffer a fake time into that as well. So I probably within it's probably like an hour and a half I've got in. But it means on the day, if she's working to that fake time, it's not a single fake time, it's a double fake time.
Yeah.
Then I can be like, Jura, I actually know what time you need
You're
to
doing some mad contortion.
yeah, but leave house. So guys, when you're a bit older and you're going to events and things, you want to plan and organize, and you have a partner or a family, use Google Calendar, but always factor in. This is an optimization hack here. You got the event time, start time, whatever, but you need the travel time. So leave the house time. Makeup artists, they need to know what time do I need to get this person ready by. So you need to have these times are the more important times rather than the actual what's on the card. Work backwards from that time.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Yeah.
If I'm going to shoot, if I need to leave here, I need to shoot for this time, need to do thumbnails, need to do this, need to do live, whatever, then we work backwards and we say, this is the time you need to start. That's how you get organized in life.
Mad.
Yeah. All right. So learning points are you can't plan in your situation.
Nope.
What else?
Just got to accept it for what it is.
Yeah.
Factor in a half an hour wait time,
Factor in
boss,
half an hour, yeah.
and go on your own. And
Go on
park the car close to the venue where you're collecting the samoseh from. You don't want to be walking around with the box they give you isn't exactly the most stable box.
No, it's always
The
that
box is like
it's like a cake box, isn't it? White folded.
No, I didn't get that. I got
what do you?
What already? It's so hot. The camera overheated already. that quick. It's ridiculous. But
what is the solution? How can you optimize in the video?
what, the camera? The camera? Oh, I don't know, man. That's way too much of a heavy topic right now. I can't think about that.
There is a solution, you reckon?
There is a solution. I just don't know what it is. I'll come to it eventually. Sticking back to the point, which is how do you optimize the experience? You can't optimize for the unoptimizable. I don't think there's any way you can get around this.
I mean, I've told you.
You account for half an hour. Okay, for your way, yeah, fine. Account for half an hour. Go in there. Park close to the venue. Make sure you're okay. The box they give you. Here we go. This is where we were at.
Box.
The box they give you is not a chunga box. It's the one where if you go to a fruit stall, and they have. If you go to an old Desi shop and they have fruit on the little racks, and you stack it on top.
They're hard boxes?
It's not hard boxes. It's soft in the middle. The middle is a pressure point, so it caves.
Yeah, and you get the oil.
So I started caving, so I had to hold it at the box in the middle and then carry it back to the car. So I didn't park too far away, but if I parked further, it would have been a problem.
I would also suggest, I know you said go on your own, but actually I would take a driver. So you do the whole right outside.
I didn't have anyone in
Jump
Venice.
out.
It was only me.
Yeah, but if you did.
In the future.
Yeah, tag team. Person runs in, gets it, bang, red, hazards on the yellow. Job's a good one. So call ahead. The yard hona chahiye.
Yeah.
Prepay if you can. If you paid on the phone, even easier. If they take car payments, right? So that'd be good. If it's paid, excellent.
They did take car payments, in fairness. I needed to because I didn't have enough money. So yeah, I had cash, but I was like, ugh, is it enough? Bit short.
I'll give you a shout out on the podcast.
Bit short.
If the samoseh are good.
Done.
I bet your dad gave him a bit of framing. As in, ਇਹ ਸਮੋਸੇ ਨਾ ਲੰਡਨ ਜਾਣੇ ਆ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ
He didn't say that at all.
Yeah.
He didn't say that at all.
ਮੇਰੇ
He's like,
what's
CSK.
it dad it's your ਕੁੜਮ
Mm.
that's the rishta to your father-in-law and dad
Okay.
ਸੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੁੜਮ ਲਈ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੇ
Mm. Make sure it's top
ਵਧੀਆ
notch, top tier.
top tier ਦੇ ਸਮੋਸੇ ਹੋਣੇ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ
There you go.
That's it
Tell me your confession, bro.
cool Punjabi people right
You know you got shit for saying this.
Punjabi
Yeah.
What?
Punjabi.
as opposed to Punjabi
Yeah.
Punjabi yeah I'm
It's-
upset
it's
do you know
the-
what it's just rain thing
Yeah,
it's just
but,
funny
but he this is what I realise now. I didn't realise it was a bad thing.
Go on.
It's a spoof because he's taking the mick out of people saying Punjabi and poon. Poon is lady bits in slang.
did not know that
So I think that's where he was taking the mick out of it from. I just thought it was people saying the word bad.
yeah that's what I thought
Nah, apparently it's that. Hence why people like, did he just say Punjabi? And I was like, yeah, it's
but that was
rain
just the
bit.
rain
But
reference
other people are like, it's not.
Oh,
And then I thought about it and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I can see
why.
that. I can see
Punjabi
that.
people
Yeah.
when they're speaking love them to bits it's when they start dropping random English words mid-sentence mid-paragraph the English sentence add no value to what you're talking about and you're like look the thing is I don't mind and I'll say to some people when I see them in a professional manner would you like speaking English or would you like speaking Punjabi I don't want to assume just
Someone
they're
can or can't go on their
yeah and
appearance.
just because they're clearly like Punjabi
Yeah.
that they only want to speak Punjabi. If they want to practice their English with me, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Right, and this isn't me hating on people. I love that people who... look, I will say this about Punjabi people. This has been my experience, is that we will try and integrate in society, British society, as in, we live here, we should learn English.
Yeah.
Siddhi ji gall hai, right? I'm not saying drop your Punjabi. Ghar vich tusi Punjabi bolya karo. Make sure your kids can speak Punjabi.
Yeah.
We are making a more conscious effort to speak Punjabi on this podcast in the hope to inspire other people to pick it up.
Yeah.
We had a really nice message from someone. That's a question, wasn't it, that came out about speaking Punjabi and how do I start? I remember somebody asked me and I responded to it.
Yes.
And the person said they want to connect more with their dadi. I thought that was such a brilliant thing. Like a lot of our grandparents who migrate over here, they will exclusively speak Punjabi. So if you want to have
They
a
will.
relationship with them,
You
now
have to be able to speak
most
it
can
back.
understand it. Yeah, exactly. You want to be able to speak back. So Punjabi bolya karo. But yeah, the funny thing is when they drop like ਪੁੱਤ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਗਿਆ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ everything fine ਸੀਗਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੈਂ ਫਰੂਟ ਖਾਧਾ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਤੇ ਉਹ very hunky dory ਸੀ ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਮੈਂ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੋ ਰਹੇ ਨਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਟਰੰਪ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਤੇ ਯੂ ਪਤਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਕੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ you never know which way the wind is blowing in the elections and I was like okay
I think a part of it is they're trying to flex that they can speak English as well. So they're doing the mixing thing.
I get it.
I see it.
And I wonder if it's the same when we do the people who don't speak Punjabi confidently will speak English
Yes,
and then
I
just
think
drop.
it's the same
Will
thing.
drop like some Punjabi words.
My nanny, when people were trying to speak to her in English, she would say, I no understand what you say. And I'm like, that's pretty good English.
Yeah.
But everyone's like, hang on, what? Then she said something like misunderstand once. And they're like, that's a pretty advanced word for someone that
Are
can't
you sure
speak
you
it.
don't speak
And then she
English?
started
Yeah.
laughing. And she's like,
Then
oh,
nahi
you
pata.
caught me.
Then
You
nahi
caught me.
pata.
I can. I just don't want to.
I remember we went to Sohar Road Gurdwara with Sikh Sok back in uni and the president of Sikh Sok was with me. I was VP and she was speaking to the Sevadar. I think he was in the back when we were cleaning Pandey in the Seva. And I think she was trying to speak Punjabi, so fair play to her. Sevadar was like, but the bus. My English, I'll speak in English. He was like, my English got na.
Wow. Because she was struggling, Pachari.
Yeah, and you can take that two ways. One is like, yo, why are you hating on her? She's
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
practice up Punjabi, you encourage her. Or another way is like,
Let me just
okay.
make life easy for you.
Yeah, just make life easier. So
That's quite nice that you did that.
but yeah, I wonder how they take it the other way. When we
What do you
just yeah, exactly. Like when you drop Punjabi. Like when you were in the Samoseh place, were you dropping like a bit
Oh, I did mix of everything.
bit of English?
Huh?
A bit of English.
Yeah.
You like short legged thing.
I didn't say that. I said
Shole
something,
hone.
I said something like, Sasiga Baji, asi order kita kera dena. He was like, okay, cool.
Okay.
And then he said, this is this. I said, yeah. I don't know why I said, yeah. I could have said Hanji. Then he brought it over. I said, no, we're missing something. Because at that point, I was like, I can't get this wrong. I've got to say this bit
Should
right.
I tell you a good way of saying, you know, like if you basically you want to inquire about something, but you want to say it in a polite way. You basically want to say,
Do you say maaf karna? Is that what you say?
you could do that, which is like excuse me or like whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
But basically, so in this scenario, you want to ask, where's the sholle?
Yeah.
But let's talk about the English. You don't want to go direct and be like, where's the sholle?
Yeah.
Why is the sholle not here? Paji, sholle hai
Ah.
It's a question. And then he starts thinking, oh shit, was the sholle in the order? But you're not asking, but you are asking that. Again, this is the kindly polite please thing. Paji, right, you could say, Paji, sholle hone chahiye.
Yeah, but
that's
if,
a bit
if
direct.
you do that, I'm then presuming that he will pick up on that. He's probably thinking, yeah, we have sholle. I don't think he didn't take the order on the phone. It was another person.
Okay, so you're talking about the actual how is the question taken. What you have to do physically when you're asking what I'm saying is when you've got the bag, Paji, sholle hai kya? You've got to look like you're looking in the bag as if it should be in the bag. Yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you're right. You're just saying, Paji, sholle hai kya?
See what I mean? He's like, yeah.
Paji, yeah, hai kya? Dekh dein
Yeah,
dono?
we have sholle.
Yeah, so you got to look in the bag. But that's a better way than saying, "Idhar sholle hone chahiye." Way more direct, right? And then Punjabi can be a bit more like
It can be
"Ta,"
like really,
innit?
really
Ta.
like aggressive, yeah, in your face.
Or what else could you say that? You say, Paji, ਅਸੀਂ ਛੋਲੇ ਵੀ order ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ. Or if you want to soften it, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਡੈਡੀ ਨੇ ਛੋਲੇ ਵੀ order ਕੀਤਾ ਸੀ. ਕੀਤੇ ਸੀ. You just basically you want to use softeners.
I like that.
You want to give someone politeness. The only time where Punjabi becomes very direct is when somebody's not getting the softener.
Yeah.
Or they're trying to be a bit like, nahi, tusi order nahi kita.
Hunky-dory.
Yeah, exactly. They get hunky dory about it. It's like, nahi, tusi order nahi kita, and then you get direct. Paji, is order which shole sige.
Boom.
Finished. ठीक है? That's the only time that
Fatality.
then I get a bit more direct. And the other thing is always, irrespective of age, you know, speak to somebody as Paji or Benji.
Be polite.
Be polite. G is a very important word in Punjabi that we don't use enough.
We don't.
And actually, my mum was picking up on this today. Actually, I showed her the reel from yesterday, but the Punjabi on the sentence formation. She was laughing so much, and she was saying, make sure you guys stress the importance of when your kids are young, when you're teaching them how to refer to mum and dad. You know, just add mummy ji, daddy ji. The G is a very important thing, and again, it softens everything. It shows respect.
For the elder, yeah.
For the elder.
So my kids will probably say Dadi ji, Dada ji. But with me, it's like, okay, with the generation of kids that are talking to like our gen, Masi, Chacha, I'm okay with that. Because I'm not too fussed. But I get that for the generation above, it plays it has more of a meaning. It's a bit of larger significance.
Yeah, no, I understand exactly what you're saying, and I think the context for this thing was when some of my baby videos, we found some change, and then there I'm referring to mom and dad. I'm like, mummy ji, daddy ji, like saying it like
I
that.
say that,
right? And I think even if you like, yeah, it's like now, like you're right, mom, or whatever. Like yeah, because when like masi, master, mama, you know, those are like more softer relationships and less formal. That's what it is. I think you drop the G when it's more formal, but you still have the same level of respect. But with the elders, you have the same level of respect, plus you add the G, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
But guys, for kids, please get them to use G. That's a good one. And the final thing I'll say on this kind of Punjabi thing is, right, here's your lesson for today, Indy. Teek hai, teek ho.
I thought it was teak hair, but you corrected
No,
me earlier.
both are right. Both are right.
But you corrected me earlier.
Yeah, but now I'll give you the thing for that. So again, this is about phone na kariyo. That's all it is.
Okay.
Both are correct. It depends who you're speaking to. So you come and see me, Tika.
Yeah.
But you see your dad, Tiko.
Huh.
Elder. That's all it is.
Interesting.
So Tiko is the respectful way. Where if you said Tika, it's like, whoa, bro, we're not on the same level.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
But obviously your intention isn't that. But that's the difference. Tu Tika, tu si Tiko. Tu Tika, tu si. Tu and tu si again.
Yeah.
But then Tiko and Tika.
Man.
But not Tika.
Little inflections
Not
make all the
Tika.
difference.
It does.
Tikka, what?
Yeah, injection. I was just messing
Oh,
with
right.
you.
Okay.
Tikka
jeez.
lana.
I didn't see that bit.
Tikka khana.
Chicken tikka.
हाँ टिक्का लाना
Oh,
टिक्का खाना टिक्का लाना ठीक है ठीक हो
See. All the T's, man. All the T's.
Guys, practice that this week. Okay, so if you're referring to somebody in your house, just say tusi tiko rather than tika.
Might make all the difference.
There you go.
All right, next segment.
Lovely.
Hanji Pajis.
Hanji dosto.
Welcome to the new segment. It's the same segment. Calm down.
Yes.
Calm down.
Zyada excited to see hoge.
I have a question.
Do you have? Well, actually, you have many questions.
I've got 3
today.
questions this week.
I'm very impressed.
I got you briefed. I briefed you ahead of this one, so you know what's coming.
You did.
So, have you seen the Dallas Cowboys have done a bit of cultural appropriation, some would say?
Some marketing, have they?
I'm actually quite for it. But to give people a bit of a backstory,
Yeah.
this is what happened. They've taken a few depictions of Sikhi, or the warrior nature of Sikhs. And what they've done is they've used it on, number 1, a hoodie for their merch.
So that's one.
Number 2, also on a backdrop of artwork, I think that's on their lockers or in their locker room, to sort of put this mentality of like siege culture for the coming season in their team.
So there's a Latin phrase which presumably is their kind of
Motto.
right? Which we should bring it up actually, but it's carpe. Carpe means seize, because carpe diem means seize the day, which is a common phrase that people say. But this is carpe omnia.
Dallas Cowboy.
Yeah, just
sick.
type in
If I
carpe. Type in
Dallas
carpe.
Cowboy sick.
Just type in carpe and then it'll finish it.
Carpe omnia.
Omnia,
Yeah.
right? So carpe means seize, guys. Carpe diem means seize the day. So carpe omnia means
Yo, it
seize.
made it to PTC News, you know.
Yeah, of course, man.
Wow, PTC News. That's
PTC News. No,
PTC
bro, that's
News.
it. The guy's using the sun and the hun.
Yes.
To seize everything.
Yeah.
It's a powerful thing, man.
Very,
You got to
very
remember in the
powerful.
context of what they're doing. This is NFL, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So big thing. Super Bowl. Like it's a whole big thing in America.
It's just a massive.
It's massive,
Massive step.
but to have that kind of warrior culture. Yeah. So what you're combining is this is a sport, but now what we're saying is you guys aren't sportsmen. You guys are warriors. So what they're tapping into here is this aspect of Sikhi, which is Santa Sapai. Have you heard of this term?
No.
Right. Okay. So Santa Sapai means saint soldier. That's something you've probably heard of. So there's this idea that pre-Sikhi, there were a lot of people who were practicing many faiths.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously a period in India where Mughals were quite aggressively trying to make the whole of India one faith and maybe
Yeah.
the whole world, right? And so there was this idea that obviously to get to Rab, you need to do some level of spirituality, whichever Dharam you're from. Okay, so that's the Santa aspect. But the other aspect that Sikhi brought in was, and this, if you look at our history, Guru Hargobind Sahib, which is Chheme Pasha, 6th Guru Sahib, when Guru Sahib was about to be anointed, so Baba Buddha Ji, that's referred to there, Baba Buddha Ji on my shelf there on the
Okay.
left. Yeah, Baba
Yeah, I see
Buddha
it. Yeah.
on the left. So Baba Buddha Ji was that person who anointed 6 Guru Sahibs. He was the person that would bring the coconut and do the ceremony of one Guru Sahib going to the next. Okay.
Okay.
So Baba Buddha Ji is a very important person in Sikhi. And when Baba Buddha Ji was about to do the process for Guru Hargobind Sahib Maharaj, at this point, Baba Ji stopped him and said, Baba Ji, Hon Shastran di Lora. We need swords now. And hence was born Midi and Piri. So Midi and Piri came from Guru Hargobind Sahib. So when you go to Harmandir Sahib, you'll see the 2 Nishan Sahibs, spiritual power and temporal power. Spiritual power is higher than temporal power. And Guru Hargobind Sahib brought that in to say, now we need to take up the sword. And there's a famous thing that Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj says, which is basically, when all other means fail,
You then take up arms.
it is lawful. It is lawful. Not just you can, it is lawful. It's the right thing to do. It's lawful to take up the sword. Now, deciding when that is, you really need to know your stuff. Like, you don't just...
Pick
like,
it
when
up and
all
start
other means
wielding,
fail
yeah.
means when all the means fail. So, it's a very important aspect of Sikhi. But the other aspect which is important is it's Santa Sapai, not Sapai Sant. It's not soldier first. First spirituality. Then take up arms when it's needed. So, even Guru Hargobind Maharaj, he had 4 big jungs. Jung means battles and wars in his lifetime. But what Babaji did or said was, when those jungs were done, he laid down his arms. So the reason or the need to pick up a sword to defend either your own faith or other people's faith at the time,
The reason it ended.
reason ended at that point. It came back obviously when Guru
Yeah.
Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj came, actually even before that. But the point is, there's this term called Samidhi Mang, need of the time, right? And that's a very important concept. Do things that are need of the time.
Yeah.
So that's warrior culture. Now we go back to what they have on there, and the poster which you're talking about
Yeah.
is there's a surma, a warrior, with a damala, with chakras on there, with a sword
Yeah.
pointing outwards. I don't think he's got a top on either.
Ripped to shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah. That's exactly
proper
how
rip.
you want it to
maybe
look,
a
man.
shield, and you're like, the thing is, like, look, when you think about these battles back in the day, or you think about, let's just take something that everybody's going to get 300, right? You're the Persian.
You think it's
you're
like
the
that, yeah,
Persians, and you see these 300 Spartans who are ripped and they're ready to fight, and they're like ready,
Geared up,
right?
yeah.
And you think about the Singhs back in the day in Jang.
Probably were.
Yeah, Sawa lakh se ek karon. They were ready, man. And then you're like, I'm not facing these lot.
Yeah, yeah.
It's intimidation, man. It's like Mike Tyson walking in the ring when he's looking at you in his black shorts.
Yeah.
And he doesn't take his eyes off you,
That's
right?
it, it's done.
Right? So in the same thing, if you got that warrior mentality and you're this football team and you're like, I'm going to rip through this other team. It's like the hacker. New Zealand football team do the hacker. Why do they do the hacker? Not football team, rugby team. It's intimidation, man. I saw it live. I was like, yo, this is some scary shit.
Yeah.
The other team has to stand there as well.
Yeah,
they have to stand there and watch it. So, yeah, man. And then the hoodie. What's on the hoodie?
So the hoodie, again, is a piece of artwork of a Singh in the middle, but it's not just a Singh. It's
very famous. So it's Hari Singh Nalwa.
Yeah.
So to give people a bit of context, again, another Surma, Sikh commander, came up in the time of Maharaja Ranjit Singh. So a bit of context again. Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj did Charai. Charai means left the Sarir, body, 1704. So this is kind of more towards the end of the 17th century.
Okay.
So Maharaja Ranjit Singh and then Hari Singh Nalwa. And great warrior, renowned for his obviously battle tactics. What's the word I'm looking for? Tactician in war, protected everybody, furthered the Sikh Empire at the time.
Yeah.
Provided the gold that plated a Akal Takht Sahib, not Harmandir Sahib, but Akal Takht Sahib at Harmandir Sahib.
Okay.
So, yeah, basically, really famous warrior. So there you go. And that's on the hoodie.
Well, I think it's great. I'm for it. I think it looks fantastic. The hoodie looks great. I've tried to buy a hoodie of that.
You tried to buy it? Oh.
I've seen knockoffs everywhere. I reached out to my brother, who's the attire master of finding everything, and he said, he can find his knockoffs as well. They haven't officially released it yet. The Dallas Cowboys. The knockoffs I don't want to get because the material is going to be shit.
Yeah.
And someone's clearly done it as like a quick hack, using some quick SEO, thinking it's going to sort it out. So I'm trying to find the right one, but again, you see backlash of people on Twitter that aren't happy with this, and it's annoying because it's annoying me because it never seems like there's the right way or time to get this going or to get Sikhi at the forefront for the right reasons. You would want, in my eyes, the exposure for Sikhi in the warrior culture that we have and that we speak so fondly of and we speak so warmly of. We want to be known for that. This is a chance to put that to the masses. Mainstream. Dallas Cowboys are like the biggest American football franchise from what I know. They're the renowned ones. They're like the equivalent of the Lakers or the Celtics. They've won the most amount. They're just really, really popular. Everyone knows them.
Oh, okay.
So it's like,
so
okay, you guys are fucking big.
And
they just haven't done well for years. That's all it is.
Okay, but historically.
But the fact that they've used that as a part of their merch now is a huge step. But people are screaming cultural appropriation. And to me, that pisses me off.
Let's pick that apart. So when people, what's their actual, we take the najor or the root of the argument. What is it that they're saying?
Would you want me to read the tweet?
Read the tweet, but I really want to understand. Is it that you feel, if we all agree that Sikhi should have mass appeal, is it who's saying it is the problem? How they're presenting it is the problem? I want to understand what is actually.
Okay, here you go. Right, ready for this? All right.
Go.
Some guy on Twitter. I'm not going to name their name because I don't want to out anyone, right?
Yeah, go.
The use of people's history, culture, or traditions by a corporate sports entity is often a complex issue that requires careful consideration. It can be seen as exploitative or disrespectful if not handled correctly. I've not found a statement on their website, so here are some questions I'd like to ask the Dallas Cowboys in relation to their decision to use the image of a Sikh warrior in that mural and the use of the image of Hari Singh Nalwa on the front of the hoodies. Number one, have you explained this choice anywhere? The portrayal of Sikh people's history should be accurate and respectful. It should not perpetrate stereotypes and misrepresentations. What research did you do to ensure this? Did you consult with any experts? Already, I'm reading this, I've zoned out because I'm like, listen, geez, we've drawn and there's pictures of us, of Singhs in the Gurdwara. I don't know the picture exactly, but if I describe it to you, you might understand it. It's the one of the warrior who's booting the guy in the chest.
Got it. And arrows in his chest.
Thank you.
Everyone's seen it.
That is a fantastic piece of artwork. And I look at it in awe that someone drew that and they had the mental imagery to get that on paper. Do I sit there and think that this is a negative thing? No. I think it's a good thing because it shows that we're strong and this is how we wanted it to come across. I didn't once sit there and think to myself, to use the words that this guy's used, tell me, have you shown this in a way that doesn't perpetuate stereotypes and misrepresentations? What stereotypes and misrepresentations can be drawn right here, right now with that image? Absolutely zero. If anything, people are going to see it and be like,
Strong.
I want to know more about that.
Want to know about warriors?
Where's that from?
There's a guy in my gym, Indy, who's a PT, and whenever he sees me, you know, he says to me,
Did they consult with experts, by the way, Karan? I doubt the artist did. He probably knew enough about Sikhi and thought that's cool. No one gave him a check and said, here's your card to go and draw something and depict something in an artistic way.
no, look, Dallas Cowboys, a lot of money. I reckon they did.
They probably did.
Yeah,
but,
like there's no way
but
they're
they
going
don't
to come
have to
across
fucking
it.
justify it to anyone. It's okay. You can just go and do that.
No, absolutely.
It's respectful.
What I think would be nice though, because this is really good, but if they want to take it to the next level, is explain. This is what we love about Sikhi or Sikh warriors, and this is why we chose them. That'd actually be nice just to know the story.
But to us, we're so small of a sect of the world. They don't have to.
No, I'm not saying they have to. I'm just saying that there'd be even more engagement from the people that like it, not the haters.
There would be.
The haters gonna hate.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'm saying for someone who's like looks at that and thinks, yo, you put us on the map, that kind of feeling. It's like, tell us the story, man. What is it? What have you read that's inspired you?
Yeah.
But this guy at the gym, this other PT, he'll see me and be like, Jazz, your people, Sikh warrior. He calls me
right,
Sikh warrior.
Damn right.
And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I've read your history. I understand what your people did. And I was like, yo, like, respect Gora. And I was like, respect,
Mate,
man.
fair play.
And he tells my, Jamie, he's like, there's a statue outside this Gurdwara. He goes to Gurdwara,
knows
he has
it.
langar. Yeah, he knows, man.
Mate,
Like,
fair play.
he's read about it. So I'm like, okay. And the thing is, I use that as a platform because I was like, okay. So when he said that to me, I was like, okay, so what do you know? And then he told me some stuff. And I said, all right, let's talk about it a bit deeper. So then add to that level. But he's already got a good base. So if this is the starting block, as in if this just sparks people interest, great, man. It's done its job. Who the Sikhs? Oh, what are the warriors? What are the history? What do they do? So yeah, man, you're right. You can't win is the thing.
Not everyone needs to have a card, and this upsets me that people always think you can only speak about this issue if you're from that background or you have a pre-qualification to speak about this issue or do it. It pisses me off because you're putting everyone in these little
Boxes.
categories and they can never get out of them no matter what. You stick to just Sikhi stuff. You stick to just politics because you're a politician. But that politician, for years, they were all white and now we've got brown people in, which is good. But how could they have jumped over that barrier that you're saying you can't jump into because you're not from a political background? Who the fuck is? We're all born and no one understands anything. You don't understand words. Do you have to have a precursor for that as well? There's no limit to this stupid mentality that really irks me.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to do this because you haven't got the qualification. You can have an opinion. If that opinion's wrong, cool. I will correct you. You will be corrected. That's fine. That's called discourse. That's called engagement. That's conversation, discussion.
That's what we want, man.
You need that.
Engagement, conversation.
Otherwise,
Exactly.
blocking these routes of conversation off is just dangerous for the world, and it's silly. So I don't think it's cultural appropriation. People drop us your thoughts in the comments. Tell us if you think it did. I think it's a big step, and as soon as the hoodies are available, I'm buying one. I'm not even a Cowboy fan. I don't like American football, but for that reason, you've piqued my interest.
Yeah.
And also similar to when, do you remember the Lionesses had a promotion video on Twitter?
Yes.
And they spoke about, they put Mirana Sissid the Musiala on.
Yeah.
And I thought, this is great, but the music doesn't go with the song. So I would think, why did you do that? But then I had to catch myself and say, who the fuck am I to sort of question them and their use of the music? It's cool. Siddha's on the map. It's fine. Works well for us. Probably got some more fans and more traction for Punjabi culture. Call it there. And I had to catch myself doing it. So I see people doing that sometimes. And now I have to say, no, I've got to keep it consistent. I've got to make sure it's fair. It's cool. I don't have a problem with it. Go for it.
I definitely feel some people, and this doesn't change for many years, but they're just doing it for attention, man. These comments people make, the feeling or the need to have the opposite opinion in just to argue, be devil's advocate and everything. It's not that I don't think it's the true opinion.
Sometimes me and you have that in this podcast, but on topics like this, we agree, and now we're just exploring different ways we agree. That's okay. That's cool. You can do that. You don't have to always have like the contrarian argument all the time, just for the sake of content.
That's it. And I think that's what people do sometimes, man. These keyboard warriors, it's fine. Look, Dallas Cowboys, if you're actually listening to this clip, thank you. And what I would say is, just tell us, man, what was the inspiration? Like, what made you choose that image? I would love to know. As a Sikh person, Sikh people, we would like to know what is it you liked about it, and maybe you should put it in your branding. I would love
That's
to know.
cool. I don't have a problem with that. But also, don't feel obliged to either. You don't have to. It's cool. Now, if it's in a disrespectful way, different conversation.
We got to call it out.
But this is probably the most respectful thing that I think if you took a poll among Sikhs, are you okay with this? They'd be like, yeah, a lot of us are.
But that's such a loaded question. It's like, I reckon most are fine with it, but then you ask them like that, and then they start thinking, should I have a problem with it? What's the problem with it? That's a problem
That's
as
a
well.
very good
Because
point.
people post this stuff, and it's like, what do you think? And it's like, oh no, don't ask questions like. It's like in hospital, man. When I ask people who are clearly not in pain, are you in pain?
Yes.
Then they start looking for things that are painful.
Well, actually, now you mention it, yeah, my elbow hurts a bit.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm just like, nah, loaded question. I'm not asking that.
Yeah.
So in the same thing, yeah, you've got to do it in this neutral way where it's just like, it's even like, so what are your thoughts?
Yeah.
Or I'd even pre-frame it to put them off and be like, look how amazing this is. I'd say that. Look how amazing this artwork is. What do you think? Then I'd say, what do you think about the end? But I've already said, I think it's amazing. So they don't go on this negative, trail. Yeah, man.
Well, that's the first topic. Second topic, Pathka box. You heard about this?
Yes, I have heard about this.
So people that haven't heard, there's a mum in America who's put together a box, a Pathka box. In it, you get 2 Pathka, a list of how to tie a Pathka on your kid, and just a really great educational piece. And it's also got a bit of a book in there as well. I didn't show you this. There's a book that sort of explains the story of why the kid has a Pathka, and common questions that a kid would get whilst wearing a Pathka from kids that don't understand Sikhi or understanding why he does it. And it gives the kid an answer to say back immediately when to them it feels very normal.
So rebuttals, but in a way that somebody else is going to understand.
But
Plus,
also
I guess for the
a
teacher,
bit of an affirmation for the kid as well, because he knows, and if the teacher ever gets asked, they can refer to it.
Yeah.
And the reason why she did it is because one of the kids was going to school, and similar to how we used to have Juras, and your Jura would come loose and you go home.
Huh? We still have Jura.
No, but I'm talking like Jura with like what do you call it?
Rumaal.
A Rumaal on top.
Were you a Rumaal guy, Pathka guy?
As a kid, I was obviously
what?
A Rumaal one, like
I was always
a little hanky.
I've never had a Rumaal.
No, I've always had like a little hanky, so I was about like 7, 8.
Then you went Pathka?
Then I went Pathka.
Pathka mode, yeah. I was Pathka from day one.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, wait. I did hanky till year 6.
Then you went Pathka mode.
Then I went Pathka mode.
Secondary school.
Secondary school,
Big
yeah.
man, big man
Graduated, never level.
Yeah. What I liked about what you said there, and I think this is a great initiative, which is also, okay, you got the mechanics of tying the Pathka. That's obviously great, and that's really important to know. And I'll share a story when I was at school, and teacher had tie a Pathka on me.
But she's done this. She's put together full step by step of how to retie a kid's Pathka.
No, so again, like I said, that's the mechanics.
Wicked.
And that's great. But the other side, so the teacher has an understanding of why this is important to a sick person.
Why is it significant?
Like, that's huge, man. The why of, we do things, and this is, even if you take things out of Sikhi, like there are certain things that you do which are important to you, which I might not have full appreciation for until you help me understand.
Yeah.
Right. But when it comes to something like faith, which is so personal to a lot of people, and you have this assumption that, well, you should know it's important to me. But they don't. And in the same way, we don't know why there's some things in there that are important to them. And unless you're somebody who's going to be inquisitive and ask questions to learn, then this is great because it's giving the teacher understanding so they can educate other kids if they see, some interaction about, okay, you're not being respectful here, and this is why this is important. And that level of seva, I think, is amazing. Helping people understand your dharam in a gentle manner.
And she made it to TV. She made it to mainstream news. Everything. It's been getting great publicity, man. I'm for it. Very, very happy about it. Because I remember when I was in school, I had to go on a school trip away for like a weekend.
So staying overnight.
I'm staying overnight. And then mum tried to teach one of the ladies after school how to tie my Jura.
Ladies doesn't who was going on the trip?
Yeah. She really tried to teach her. She couldn't get it.
Really?
Like, she really tried. It was a French woman. And the woman just didn't get it. Because she was my form tutor. So she had the responsibility.
It's like a Rumaal. It's basically a Rumaal.
No.
As in, the whole bandana. People tie bandanas.
No, but the Jura was different. Because the Jura was like, you have this 3-finger kitch mode. Where you have like, you tie the Jura, right?
Yeah.
And then...
No, but is your mum teaching her how to make the Jura? That's a whole different thing.
She is tying her how to do the Jura. Sorry, she's teaching her how to do the Jura.
Tying the Pathka
is easier.
That's the key. But the actual Jura, the
Jura's hard.
Man.
When you're tying it, it's crane fingers, man. When you learn, it's like, yo.
Here's a question for you.
Cow Bruce Lee hands, man. I'm telling you, it's mad.
Things out there will appreciate this. When you're tying a Jura, right? Like when you're young, I'm sure you had the plait system in it.
I didn't have my hair plaited.
Ever?
My mum never plaited it. What she did was she used to put a nala in my hair.
Yeah, black nala. Yeah.
It was a black nala, and she used to call it a seed because I didn't get it as a kid.
Okay.
So she'd say, find the seed. I'm like, what's the seed? And she used to call it a seed. It would be really long. But with that, it would give a kitch to have like a longer length. So she could tie it around and hold it in place.
That's interesting. So I was a plait
Did
boy.
you? Okay.
But when you get to a point where you basically start doing your own Jura and you're like, well, obviously I don't know how to do a plat.
Yeah.
Then I remember actually somebody was visiting our house and a kind of elderly Sardar person. He was seeing me kind of struggle to do my Jura. You right? Okay. You coughing?
Yawning, bro.
Oh, you're, I don't know what you're doing. You might pass out.
I'm yawning, bro.
And he was
Tired.
like, okay, a good easy way to do it is, so you get your case in front of you. Remember, these are days when you type your heavy Jura here.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? System still works if you do it at the back as well, but Jura's here. And what you do is you keep twisting it
Yeah.
until it goes really, really tight.
Yeah, it does. It just goes
And when it goes tight, it actually starts forming.
It does
the
start
Jura,
forming
like
like a bit
it'll
of
form
Jura,
like a
yeah.
coil. And then you're like,
it forces you in one direction.
it's so good. It's so
Yeah.
clear. And he showed me that. I was like, this is genius. And so then, guys, so you twist, and then you'll form basically your basic Jura. And then your Jura is done. And if you want a bit more stability, then you get the bobble. Put the bobble around it. But yeah, trying to teach a teacher. Like I went on a similar field trip and basically there was a lady in our family who tied really tight Pathka. And so mum was like, right, go there on Friday and just keep the Pathka on for 2 days.
Yes, mum.
Like, kaske, banke, like the nale, like,
Yeah, straight,
Yeah,
that's
that's it. And that's it. And then so.
That explains your Pathka line in your head, man.
Yeah,
Bishara.
man, like, it's just fully imprinted, man.
Mine's still there, you know. Still like a little bit there.
I remember at school one time it came undone and the teacher basically did her best and the Pathka was a proper lopsided.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
Because the thing is, to get grip on the Pathka, you have to get low enough.
Yeah.
If you do it here and then you start doing the pull, then it's like,
Yeah, it
go
goes
straight
really
off,
high
right?
up,
But obviously,
yeah.
they don't know that. But fair play, man. I'm gonna be honest. In my school, I never had any funny comments about,
Yeah, but you went to
What's
school
on
in
your head?
Warsaw. It's different.
Yeah, but back in the day, it wasn't like there was the split of 24 in the class. It wasn't like there were 50% Apane in the class. I was only sick in the class,
Okay, fair.
right? There were brown people, yes,
Yeah.
but we're still minority.
I went to a school where it was all white people
All
in
white,
secondary
yeah.
school for 2 years.
No, second, I'm a
And
brown.
I was
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of like, I'm talking 10 brown people in the whole school.
Yeah, which is nothing.
So they're looking at me like, what's that in your head? And I just thought, I've never had this question posed to me before. Don't know what to say. I was in year 7. I was being asked for like a year 11 kid. And I'm like, I
That's a
don't
lot.
want this hostility. Like,
That's
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
what to
pressure, man.
say.
And you don't expect it. That's the point. You don't expect it. It's
Yeah.
not, it's normal to you,
Yeah.
so you don't expect the question.
Yeah.
I don't ask you like, why do you look like that?
Yeah.
And you just think, what is the fascination, or what don't you?
I should have probably said back to him, why you got better acne on your face? But then, year 11, innit?
Yeah,
I don't want to get battered.
Battered you, innit?
So, you know.
Take your dinner tickets. You have dinner tickets at school.
Huh?
You have dinner tickets.
Some days we have money for dinner. Some days mum will give me packed lunch. Depends on the day.
Okay, we had a dinner ticket system.
Interesting.
So you exchange the ticket for
Ooh,
a certain thing.
okay.
We obviously pay for that.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, tickets, you could still pay, but we had this ticket system, but fine. Pathka box. Great initiative. Definitely more promotion on it. I love how the mass appeal of it, getting teachers involved.
I'd like the Jura box as well for later.
Huh?
Or I'd like the Jura box for kids in their earlier years.
What do you mean judo box?
Similar to the Pathka box, but just for Juras to be tied with a handkerchief on top
Rumaal.
and a mile on top. That's
Oh,
good.
I see what you're saying. So you're basically training on how to tie the
So
judo.
there's ways to tie the Jura perfectly that has it like full kitsch mode, where it's like wicked. The way that my mum used to do it on me and my brother was ace.
No, it takes a lot of strength.
It does, man.
Those-
Every time that my
those
mum would
Jura,
do it or my nanny would
It
do
wouldn't
it,
open, would it?
my
Your Jura would never
nanny,
open?
after she'd do it, she'd go, hi, to her hands, because she
Yeah.
just thought, like, I've put so much into that. But
Sara Jan
it was
like it.
perfect.
Yeah, like I remember the days where in my old house we go to the park to play cricket, 5-6 hours, and the only reason to go home would be 2 reasons. One is I need a drink, like my squash or whatever ran
Yeah.
out, or it was like, "Mummy, Jura khul gaya."
Yeah, mum, it was this, mummy,
Jura khul gaya, Jura kar do. And then you get your Jura retired and you run straight back to
Yeah,
the
you're
park.
like, oh, yes, get there, he gets in.
But when you with that feeling of having a tight Jura, and you're
Oh,
like,
it's
yes,
so
I
nice.
can do this, I can do this.
So
I can go
nice.
on a roller coaster.
Yeah, yeah.
Although
The hardest thing was the roly-polies as a kid.
yeah,
When they
yeah,
were like,
yeah.
learn how to roly-poly, I'm like, I don't think I can. Like,
Yeah.
they never taught you to tuck your head and do it. You just think you
Forward
fold
roll
straight.
on top of your
and then your Jura just goes lopsided completely. So I'm thinking, but no one teaches you that because you don't know. You're thinking, okay, I can do what other kids do. I'm not different. But then your
Yeah.
Jura is there and it goes off kilter. And then you can't roly poly. I didn't know how to roly poly until I was really, really old.
Guys, doing
So,
a forward roll,
yeah.
you actually use your Mithai.
Yeah.
That's where you plant. You don't plant your Jura. But again, yeah, you don't know that. The other thing was swimming. Swimming with a Jura was just... Because then, like, you put your swim cap on and then you come out and then your ball get lay and you're like, oh my God. Then you have to have a second Pathka. And then if you don't know how to tie Pathka, then it's just like, oh
It's hard
my.
work, man.
All these things you have to go through. But look, if there's a demand for it, I'm happy to actually to do a little reel or video on tying a Jura.
I'd love to, man. 100%.
Right.
I'd love to learn. You know what? I should just ask my mum, and we'll do a video, me and you, and we'll just sit and just show how to do it.
Happy to do that.
Swear to God, because I don't think enough people know how to do it. And there's one lady, one Sikh mom on Instagram. She's
very
doing
nice
her
person.
best to sort of
teach all this stuff.
teach all this stuff, and she doesn't really. No one's really told her how to do it either for some bits. So even on stuff like speaking Punjabi, she even said, "I can speak Punjabi, but I'm not going to teach it. I will get other people to teach my kids." And I think fair play. Like, hold your hands up and say, "I don't know this. I don't have to fill every gap. Someone else can try and do that for me." But that concept of learning how to tie a good jura on a kid is underrated. Very
Guys,
underrated.
If you actually not even if you want to see it, we'll do that to you about, right?
We will actually do that. We just need
Jura.
a 7-8-year-old that has enough hair, and then we can tie on him.
Oh, we can just tie it ourselves.
Kids jura. We can do a kids jura if you want, but I haven't got much hair left. Young kids have like really strong, solid foundational hair,
Bro,
which is easier to
I'm not putting
form.
a kid on camera who can start crying, okay?
Huh?
I'm not going to put some kid on camera who can start crying.
Okay, fine. In which
Do
case, it's a bit
that.
tough.
Well, we will show people how to tie jura, okay?
Okay.
How to tie Pathka.
Fine.
So I can teach people how to tie this Pathka or the traditional. So when you get the balding on the back and you do the...
Or you can do the
all
hair at the back if as well if you want. There's
yeah,
variations.
look, whatever. Yeah, exactly. As you get older, the jura slowly migrates.
It
to
does
the
migrate towards the back.
To the
Yeah.
although in terms of hair loss, having jura at the front is the best to avoid hair loss.
Is it?
Yeah, because the hair goes. This technique is fine when you're young because you think yeah, but all that kitch.
Yeah, all that kitchen your jura eventually, like, it goes higher and higher and higher. yeah.
It just goes in it. But yeah, look, these aren't things that were available when we were growing up. In terms of there was no how-to video.
This is the good thing about social media.
Yeah, exactly.
This is one of the few good things that
we're
people
happy
will
to
give to
share
it.
that, and I think Indy at some point you're going to do some kind of beard care routine type thing.
Yeah, I need to actually.
Helping
In
the
fairness.
masses.
Yeah, I'll do
People
that.
have asked for that, so you can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, love it. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
Much lighter than your two questions.
They're
Although I'm
a
happy
bit-
we
they're a
deep
bit
dived
heavy.
in those. Yeah, they were heavy, but it needs to be talked about, and we talked about it, so I'm happy. And thank you for all suggestions that we get for things we should talk about. We did a couple of lives, and we will be touching on some other topics. Immigration was one that was brought up, Indy. We should cover that at some point. But this is a funny one. So I have a question for you, mate. So there are certain places in the UK, towns and cities and road names, which clearly are not Punjabi words. Okay. But we have this need to say them in this kind of Punjabi way,
Yes.
right? And your wife, Tanj, picked up on a very good one, which is infamous in Birmingham.
It's true.
And she says, now this is funny, she can't unsay it. She can't not say it in that way now.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah,
Right.
correct.
What is that famous road in Birmingham? Birmingham?
Soho Road.
Right. What was it actually?
Soho Road.
It just sounds wrong. No, it doesn't sound, it seems wrong.
Do you know how I knew it was weird? And the first time I heard this road, it was new to me.
Go on.
You know the tram that runs from Wolverhampton, West Brom into Snow Hill?
Was it the name on the thing?
It says Soho Benson Road. That's what it sounds like on that. I'm like, where the fuck is that? The first time I heard it, and I was like, that's Soho Road. Oh, okay.
That's another point. It's obviously in songs, isn't it? And so we associate with that. But it almost feels... You know how we get this thing about people who grow up here, like Punjabi boys here, not born in India, tusi Punjabi nahi bolde, or like you're not saying it correctly. I feel like if you don't say Soho Road,
No one gets it.
No, it's not about getting it, but you're saying it wrong when actually it is actually just...
It's wrong.
It's Soho Road. So Soho Road, okay. All right, which town are we in now?
Birmingham.
Town.
Oh, Walsall.
Balsall.
Balsall.
I got bought to Balsall the other day. I'm like, one thing you need to understand is when you go towards Birmingham, towards Edgbaston Harbour, there is actually a place called Balsall.
Balsall Heath.
Right, it's a real place. So
Yes,
I was
there
like,
is.
no, this is Walsall,
Yeah.
not Poland.
Yeah.
Not Balsall, Walsall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another side funny thing here. There are some people from India who struggle with their V's as well.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So I had a friend who was like, Vibe mein teri meri mil diya.
Yeah, vibe.
Vibe. I'm like, vibe. And we sat there for a while. I was like, vibe, v. He's like, yeah, vibe. I was like, no, not W. But yeah. And then, no, so they can say W, but then it becomes a Warsaw.
Yeah, it's weird.
I'm like, be consistent, man.
It's like they don't have a rule.
All right. We'll make this a guessing game because it just makes it a bit more fun, right?
Okay.
So a town near here, which has really annoying one-way system. A lot of Punjabi people live there.
Oh, this is hard. Handsworth.
No.
Annoying one-way system.
Annoying one-way system.
What does it start with?
Letter. W. We performed there.
Wolverhampton.
Yeah. Wolverhampton.
Wolverhampton.
I'm like, you can say the W again.
Yeah.
Wolver.
Bulver.
Huh? Wolverhampton.
Bulber.
Right. Let's do a couple of the.
And it's Bulverhampton. It's not
Double.
Wolver, it's double B, even though one is a W and one is a V.
Wolverhampton jana ji. Right. What else is there? All right. So there's a couple obviously the London ones as well.
Slow.
So and the correct is
Slow.
slow. I'm like, what do you want? Coleslaw? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, slow.
I want some of that slow.
Slow jana ji. Slow. Where are the other big places in London people go to?
Do you want me to say in the English accent or Indian
Yeah,
accent?
no, do English. Man.
What English?
English first, yeah.
Southall.
Right. And that becomes?
Sotol.
It's so good. Southall jana ji. Southall.
Sotol.
Yeah, it's like Southall. What else? There's another one there, another big one. What do people say where you live? Is there any...
Barking's barking.
Not barking.
Nah, barking's barking.
Barking.
Or it's Ilford. It's not Ilford, it's Ilford. I'm like, why is it PhD? ILPHD? What?
That's so good.
Ilford.
Ilford. What are the other Punjabi areas? There's one, is it near you or near Kenny? Where's the Gurdwara?
Hounslow. I don't know what Hounslow is.
Hounslow.
Huh?
Hounslow.
Hounslow.
Hans.
Hans are a chance.
Hounslow.
Hans. Hans are a chance.
It's just brilliant. All right, here's it. This one's actually difficult for people, any people. So I had a friend who came from Canada who's studying here, and I was like, how do you say this place, which is in Warsaw, yeah? CALD
Cald.
MORE.
Caldmore.
Yeah. Karma.
What?
Karma.
Calmer.
Yeah, that's what we call it, karma. Yeah, good karma. So
This is like Southwark and Suffolk. That pisses me off.
Hardgun Street Centre.
I still say Southall.
Okay.
Or it's Holborn, not Holborn. Even though that's how it's spelled.
Yeah. But English makes no sense, man.
Yes.
But I reckon, see this one, though, Karma, it should be Caldmore. Caldmore is obviously a real place in Birmingham, but
Yeah.
Caldmore. But yeah, but Punjabi were like, Caldmore jana thi. So yeah, Karma is what we call it here, but it shouldn't be. What do you call it again? Caldmore.
Coldmore.
Yeah, and then Caldmore is how Punjabi people say it.
I'll take that.
But yeah. All right, another question for you.
Huh.
So, kind of Pathka related, but now we wouldn't do this in Gurdwara because we wear paggan to start. But imagine we were going to wear a Rumaal or bandana. ठीक है? Actually, no, let's just make it like this. Imagine you're going to wear Pathka. ठीक है? We wear Pathki. Right. Pathka ear out or cover the
Bro, your Pathka's always out. Your ears are always out on Pathka. I've never seen a sing tuck his ears in.
I've seen it.
Tuck his ears in for a Pathka?
No, but the thing, there's two
Wait,
levels.
it doesn't catches it.
There's two levels. There's three levels. There's this level, which is ears out.
Yeah.
Then you get the half ear. So you get a bit of the ear in. Yeah. And, then
And what, you gobble up the earlobes beneath?
but you have like a half.
Yeah.
But normally these are people like who were like mundara and things. That's just
Mundara.
earrings.
Oh, earring. Okay, yeah.
That's an observation. I'm not saying all people are mundara wear Pathka like that, but that's just the observation I've seen. And then you got the full coverage.
Why would you cover your ear with a Pathka?
I don't know. But I've seen people do it with Rumaal as well. I was at a wedding recently, and I was
Rumals, though, I think I kind of get it.
No, but I was looking at some.
It doesn't catch. That's why. If you catch that, it's a different story.
When you say catch, you mean Titan? Is that what you're saying? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But I was looking at this person who I know really well, and I was like, "Why do you look different?" Like, oh, okay, fine, you're wearing a Rumaal, but something different about you. And I kept looking at him. I was like, "It's your ears. Your ears have disappeared. Why have your ears disappeared? Why can I not see your ears? You don't look like you. It looks like most of your face is now covered by the Rumaal."
It's also because we're used to sort of tying it in this way. If you give it to a Gora and see how they do it,
That'd be interesting.
that's
Good
the
social
acid
experiment
test.
to see
Because
what
they've
feel
got no preconceived notion. I'm
of
like, how
what's
would you try
normal.
this if I showed you?
Yeah.
They would
If I
probably
didn't
look
show
at what other people are doing and copy.
you.
But if I gave it to them and said, I want you to tie this around your head, how would you do it?
Yeah, that might be some good content to do. Take it to the streets, to Soho Road.
Not on Soho Road.
Not on Soho Road. But
Not on
yeah,
Soho Road.
ban lo kyun? Tu ban la. They get aggressive. When you tie your at the start, are you
Pathka beneath and then bug on top.
okay, that was my question, but yeah, good, fine. What do you do with the ears?
Covered. Have to be covered.
Fully.
Yeah, have to be covered.
Yeah. I feel that's
Just
better.
because that's how I learned how to tie a bug. I was taught by an old friend. And it was, he taught me how to tie the bug, and then gradually as the ladder comes round and round and round, obviously my style is Kenyan.
Why is that?
Because I've only been taught that way.
But
We've spoken about this, and you said you were going to tie your style bug on me, and no one's done it yet.
yeah. No, I know we talked about it off camera though, but
If you do it,
but this is a really
if you
interesting.
do it on me and it works,
This is a really interesting point.
I'll
though.
adopt it.
So I've seen your dad's bug,
Yes.
which is what we call a Patiala Shahi bug. Which
Dad's
is
bug is like a proper boat. Like it's
Yeah, no,
it's
no.
long.
that's to do with how neatly he ties it. Diljit has the same bug. As in, I'm talking about the style.
Dad's bugs crap me up because
Yeah.
he's got them already. He's got 3 or 4 set bugs. So you know how they're just set down and you can just put them straight on and you catch it at the back and it's
Yeah,
okay.
You shouldn't do that.
No, but I look at it and
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so efficient.
No. We're not advocating that.
I like that. No.
No,
I'm
no.
not saying, I'm not advocating it. I understand him because obviously his hands are so old because of arthritis.
That's fine.
He can't catch anymore.
There's no
what he
judgment on
used
dad
to.
here, but there is a very clear thing when you read Red Miyadda
Mm.
from Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, which is the star should be tied. It's not a hat or a topi. That's the reason why we don't put it on and off like an egg.
Mm.
Not an egg. What is an egg for?
Egg.
I don't know what it's an egg for.
Don't know what you said,
Like a topi.
Okay.
But obviously in that scenario with medical reasons, fine. But coming back to the point, he ties a Patiala Shahi pug,
Yes, he does.
which now this isn't about caste, but it's most synonymous with Jat people.
Yes, it is.
Patiala Shahi pug. Okay, nothing against any of the caste.
Look at me stepping across the boundary,
So you tying
putting
a
a hand out to my Kenyan
Kenyan
brothers.
pug, where does that come from though?
I learned off a guy who was from Kenya, basically,
So
or who
his
was
normal-
of Kenyan descent. So he
that was
taught me.
his, that was his normal style.
That's it.
Okay,
But
then when
also,
you-
I didn't want a junj.
just explain to me what Junji means.
Junj is like the sharp point at the top of the bug, and then it comes back down on a Kenyan bug. So a lot of people will starch their bugger
Yeah,
so that it has a sharp junj.
yeah.
I didn't want a junj. I wanted it flat.
Yeah, you've gone for the Jesse Sidhu bug.
Okay, all right.
But then he made that quite famous. As in, the style that you tie, I think, is quite common in the UK scene.
Yeah.
Like most of my family who don't tie Patiala Shahi, that's the default bug. What's interesting is most people that tie that bug, you're an exception, will only ever stick to color black. Whereas I feel like if you're going to wear Patiala Shahi bug, you're more likely to wear more color. You're the exception because you like wearing color.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, you do definitely do like wearing color. But it's interesting how. But then it's interesting you didn't seek out somebody to teach you Patiala Shahi bug.
No, because I was happy with that one. The reason why I think because I didn't like the way that my dad's bug looked.
So you thought this is the only way.
I think that this
Yeah.
looks better on me. So let me try this one, and it just
Yeah.
fitted well. I was like, I like it.
Hmm.
Stuck with it. But every time I tie a bug, I get a really bad headache. Like, I'm talking, the Bangara bugs pain. That level of pain
What are you
every time
doing
I tie it. Huh?
What are you doing wrong? You just tied
I've got a Pathka underneath. And then you've got the Pathka, you've got a 50, and you've got the bug.
But how tight are you doing the Pathka?
It's loose, but
Okay.
when you put layer and layer and layer, and you
Yeah.
pull that last bit of your lard down, all the pressure gets pulled in place. So you're already, imagine you've got a knot, you're pulling on top of the knot,
and you're
and the
deepening
knot
it.
rides up into the back of your into the back of your skull.
And you feel it.
So it's pushing into your cranium, and you're like, oh god, okay. And then gradually, as the day goes on, it gets higher and higher. It doesn't get better. If you look at the back of your skull, it curves, right? It's just going further into the curve,
All right, Mr. Anatomy.
further into the curve, and I'm like, this isn't getting any better.
Yeah.
So it has to come off. Then when it comes off at the end of the day, I get like a
Yeah, just-
blood flow to my
Just to
head.
clarify that point, at the end of the day,
At the end of the
you
day,
make it sound like, right, it's enough, right, that's it, ta.
no. As soon as I'm home and I take it off, I'm like, oh my god, the blood flow to my head right now is unbelievably nice. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm tying the wrong style.
No, and I don't think that's a style-specific thing, because even I get that kind of pressure feeling of what you're talking about. And we talked about that. I remember when other people tie your bug on when you're young and they tie it too tight, and you're like, oh my god.
Okay.
But it's just, I just don't think you wear it enough, that's all.
I did wear it every day for years when I was in banking.
And you did the same thing,
Yeah, I used to get the same
same
pain.
pressure. Okay, so then it might be certain position.
I think
that
it's the
you're doing with
positioning of the bug now.
it. Do you-
If you teach me how to tie yours and I like it and I like the style, I'll adopt it 100%. Could be more
Okay,
content from you.
that could be another content, yeah. So learning how to
Could be
type,
alive. Could do it on a live.
Oh my god, inna pressure tete. Patiala Shahi pug. I'm actually learning a third style. Well, no, it's not third. A second style of pug now, which is the gold pug as well.
What's that?
So gold pug is like, all right,
Mullah.
Canada politicians, NDP party, Jagmeet Singh.
The mullah. That's what I would call it, the mullah.
Yeah, you could say the Mullah style. Gold pug just means round. Gold means
Two
round.
informal things, they would think it's an ahang bug. To inform, I don't agree. I'm just telling you the terms that people use.
The malla, but the malla is more associated with but that's an hung pug with a what we call a bunga, which comes out the top. That's a very specific style of pug.
Okay.
I'm talking more. It's hard to give you. Anyway, gold pug just means round pug. Let's call it a more traditional to start.
Okay.
But I'm learning both styles.
Interesting.
Yeah. So there you go.
Change up your bug game, man. I like it.
Yeah. I recently had a lesson with a very good guy. Shout out to Paul. Obviously his real name isn't Paul, but that's his nickname.
Yeah.
Who listens to our podcast, and he gave me a really good lesson. Here's the start. Should I show you now?
Here you go.
You want to see it? Okay. I'll show you the start. So.
Here's the start. Is
gold pug.
Gold bug. Okay. Show me it. I'm interested. By the way, do you match your phone case to your t-shirt to your sofa?
I know you.
Because right now I've just seen this now and I'm like, this is very convenient. For those that aren't on YouTube, you should really get on and look at this because this is unbelievable. It's like you color coordinated it today.
Oh my God.
And I'm looking in the background out of your window and I see greenery. So this is a little bit like camouflage. Come on, chop.
I'm doing the thing that you told me.
Oh yeah. We won't tell people about that. Okay. I think I know him.
You probably do.
Probably seen him around. Yeah.
So that style.
It's a nice style bug.
Yeah.
That's the Know Your Postcode style bug.
Yeah, Bobby Singh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Could have given me that. And yeah, okay.
Know Your Postcode. There
Bobby,
you go. That's
Bobby
it.
Singh, yeah. Here he is. So it's a bit bigger.
Yeah.
It's a cool guy. What were we talking about?
Bugs.
The star.
Tying bugs, the stars.
Sikh people. There's another point for you. You start using the word the star a lot more as well. Pug isn't wrong, but pug is a more informal term. So people who are not Sikh will also wear pagga. Pug is something that predates Sikhis. So Maharaja would wear a topi style thing which they put on. What we do and tie is a dastar. Start using that term. The star means, do you know? Means crown.
Okay.
That's why we use that word. Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj gave us a crown to wear. And there's this whole thing about, in the UK or in other kind of monarchies, there can only be one king. Every Singh or Singhani can wear the star, which means you have your own crown. That's Babaji's gift to us.
Sorted.
There you go.
We'll end the segment there.
Lovely.
Next bit. What's happening, doctor?
Sali ni garmi the. That's what's happening, man. We're back in Dubai, man. This week, just come out of nowhere. I'm like, oh, September. I was about to say September. September aa gaya. Right? The leaves are starting to fall. I'm like, yeah, my favorite season's here. I love autumn, man. And this week, just like Matanu.
Give you the late heat wave.
Africa now. I was like, here we go, 30 degrees.
Enjoy
I packed my fan away, got to get the fan out now. The fan is cooling the bloody camera now. And I'm just like, just leave me alone. I actually started wearing sweatshirts to go to sleep.
Ooh.
A couple of weeks ago. I was like,
I sleep topless, man.
I don't want to know that.
I'm surprised that you don't.
No,
you got a carpet on your chest, man. Surely that must like be really warm. Oh, yar. Thank you for the pod. Oh, yar.
Oh, yar. Oh, yar.
Listen. Oh, that stinks, bro. Fucking hell. Yo. Fucking hell, Karan. Jesus.
My nose doesn't work since COVID.
God.
Smell नहीं होता. Sorry, ज़्यादा पनीर खा लिया. Had पनीर for lunch.
Oh, Jesus, man.
Shahi paneer. That's what happens. That reaction.
My nose is being violated, man. My God. Sorry, carry on.
Combination of that and sweat. Yeah, that reaction was like, part of the latte. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just hot, man.
Okay.
It's just hot. And,
thank you for that weather update. That's going to be out of date by the time this airs.
Yeah, that's basically it. Nothing else is happening with me. It's just very hot.
Okay, we got 2 updates from my side.
That's all.
Number 1, Cloud9,000 podcast. Probably out by now. If it is, I'll link it in the comments. Check it out. We did a collab with the boys at Cloud9,000, Aman and Amrit.
Yep.
2 really lovely guys.
88.
Check out their channel. They do a bunch of other stuff that's not just podcast related.
Yep.
They have food
challenges.
vlogs.
Yep.
They have
challenges.
and challenges.
Challenges. So they did one up Mount Snowdon. So that was really, really good. Check that on YouTube, guys. And the food stuff, really, really funny, man. Their banter is on point, man.
Yeah.
Literally, when we were sitting there, there's a point, you'll see it in the podcast, where Indy and I just basically look at each other, start laughing like, this is so
brilliant.
Good. It's
so good to watch.
So good. And we'll definitely be doing another pod of those guys.
Yeah, man. Funny boys. Check them out. Much love to them. And lastly, I'm doing a walk to help people Well, how do I explain this nicely? Basically,
Okay.
Cancer Research are they do marathons normally. This one's called a Shine Walk, and
Okay.
it happens in London. By the time this airs, I will be doing it that weekend. So if anyone wants to DM me saying good luck, I appreciate it. Walking half a marathon in
Half a
an
mile is
evening.
26.3 divided by 13 miles.
Yes.
Yep.
In an evening. Hopefully the weather's nice.
Hopefully.
And yeah, man, it's for Cancer Research. Me, Sanj, and Sanj's sister are doing it.
Nice.
So that'll be nice, good. Something that's close to both of our hearts. We've both had friends and family that have struggled with cancer, and we lost them to it as well. So it means a lot, and I'm kind of scared of doing it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not that. I haven't
Okay.
trained at all.
Bro, it's walking.
I haven't trained at all.
Who trains for walking?
I mean, still, you want to keep a healthy pace, innit?
Bro, you're not doing any of this. Right. When you make this reel, right?
What reel?
You're going to make a reel of this. I'm telling you what to do now. This is the
Done.
reel it's going to make. Get the clip from Bride and Prejudice.
Uh,
The guy, Mas Masood from
Yes.
EastEnders.
yes.
He's in there and he's doing this thing called power walking, and you see him doing all this in the morning. The big thing in America, power walking, they do all the pose and that. You're not doing that. Just go at leisurely pace. Is that competition? You're competing with your wife and sister-in-law.
Nah.
So then just chill on it.
Let's see.
Listen, you're pro bowler, put your Jordans on. Fly there on it.
Barefoots only.
Oh, feel like a beaver.
Bebo.
Barefoot on
Bebo.
Nangi per.
Bebo.
What are you going to nangi per?
Huh?
Nanga per.
Yar, no.
Nanga per la. You
In
real.
London.
Re-
In London.
Real banda tu.
Couldn't have turned that off.
I don't know how to know.
In London.
God damn.
I'm barefoot.
So, man.
You're disgusting.
You just said it. I'm going barefoot.
No, I'm wearing my barefoots. My juttiyan.
Juttiyan. Called
Juttiyan.
barefoot. Yeah,
Cool
confusing.
barefoots, budgie.
They should be called flat foot. That's more. It's not
Flat
bare. You're not barefoot, are you?
But it makes
Galti
you,
galla.
it's the closest
Yeah,
thing
galti
to...
galla.
No, it's not.
Nay, closest thing is
It's the closest,
barefoot. Nangi
it's the
bare.
closest thing to barefoot, budgie. Yeah?
Love it. Okay, but no, don't just enjoy it, man.
I'll try to.
You taking snacks or like what's the schedule?
I'm going to need to take snacks because Sandra's diabetic. So
What's the timing?
we'll need to make sure.
What time
I don't
start?
know what the time periods is or gates, or do we have to pass through a certain period at a certain time?
Sure.
We'll find out.
Right.
Probably do it in about 3.5, 4
Go
hours.
live loop,
Let's be
darling.
honest.
Vlog, story.
No.
No, I
No.
don't see people.
This one's
cramping.
staying private.
Cramping.
This one's staying private.
We'll see Indy at the end, and he'll have one of those. You know, what marathon runners have at the end.
The fake medals.
No. As in you've done a real marathon, and you're tired, and you've lost a lot of heat, energy. You're dehydrated, right? So you get that foil thing that you put around the blanket, right?
Isn't that for people that are like cold, really cold?
No, you do it when at the end of marathons
I thought they do it for when they're really cold.
to reflect heat. Joby, what do we do for you at the end after you're walking? Blah, I need
Great.
attention.
Thank you, bro.
Get the paramedics in and
Thank
pulao,
you.
pani
I
pulao.
appreciate that so much.
Look, someone might recognize you, Indian doctor. They may come running up to
I
you. pani.
really doubt it.
I don't know, man.
No.
We went to Nando's yesterday. What happened?
That was weird.
It was nice.
It was weird.
It's nice.
You thought someone did recognize us. You're like, oh, they were coming over to... I thought someone recognized us and they came over and...
Can I have your sauce?
Yeah.
Can I have your not wildflower. What's it called? Wild herb.
Did you get the wild herb boy?
Do you know what it is? On a table, I got sauce, which is wild herb, and then you got another one. So I think she saw. I didn't know this point. There were two, and then that's a bit like, why you
Why you got
innit?
two?
Yeah, why you
Yeah.
got two in it? And so, but she didn't ask for it. She said, "Are you guys starting, or have you finished?" And then at this point, I was trying to post something on the story, and I was like, "Oh no, sorry, we're just starting." But I didn't understand the question. I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, we got 2 bowls. We don't need 2 bowls." So I just gave her one.
Take it.
Let's take it.
And then someone said they noticed us and then they didn't
I
say
was
hi.
Nando's. Oh my god, we were sitting next to you in Nando's.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
Famous.
It's all brown people in Warsaw, so they all look the same.
You got to speak to my chacha for the first time ever.
Oh my God, Spike Lee.
Spike Lee, I love that.
That comment sent me. Someone in the IG live. We went live Friday night, 11 a.m.
Yeah.
11 a.m., 11 p.m. And someone said, yo, is this Garen's Chacha or is this Spike Lee? And I can't unsee it.
That's so good.
He actually looks like Spike
That's
Lee.
so good.
I was like, yeah, that's
so
a really
That's
good
so
reference.
And obviously because I know
That's high praise.
because I know that I'm like, obviously he's just chacha on it. Like you don't see the
That's high praise.
objective. We spoke to 2 of the people that actually jumped in the conversation. That was really cool as well.
Yeah.
Nin, has anybody sent you a picture? We could like copying you, and I was like, what? What is this?
I remember him.
Yeah. No, you
Top guy.
man. That was really nice of him. And then we had the lady I don't remember, Pathka or something called.
I can't remember.
Something cool.
Yeah.
Remember her age though. Remember that?
You asked her how old she was.
Yeah, and then we said afterwards, maybe she just has age brackets. That might be
Maybe
nicer.
you should just not ask someone's age.
I think it's fine with men. It's just for
She
women. isn't
sounded
it?
young. I was like, you're not 30. She said, I'm 30.
I could
I was
be
like,
30.
no, you're not.
And he's like, no.
No.
So you're 15. You times it by 2.
Yeah,
so
there
I'm
you go.
30.
Probably 14, 15. Yeah.
It's fine. But
Yeah.
no, it's good. We're enjoying doing the lives.
Whenever we can.
Whenever we can, yeah. So we got lots of stuff in the pipeline. We have some killer guys. I don't say it's likely, killer guests who are going to be coming on, Indy.
That'd be nice, man. Yeah, looking forward to that.
They are going to drop some shizzle. So we're collaborating. We're doing stuff. It's fun. We're scaling. We're loving
It's all happening, man.
It's all happening, man.
It's nice.
It's just nice, and we're very grateful. Please keep sending us messages, likes, comments. And I said this yesterday on live, and I'll say this again now. If you send us a message, a private message, we will give you a meaningful response. To give you an idea, the other day somebody messaged us, and I think we had an exchange of 20 plus voice notes, which I think even you haven't been through them yet. Shindy wanted to listen to them, so she did, whatever. But we will give you real responses, yeah? This isn't like bullshit, thank you, thanks for supporting us, generic response. No, it's me and Indy. The team does other things, but they don't do that aspect of, the stuff. When it's commenting,
well, we still can. We will do this. Yeah. Obviously, there will be a tipping point where we can't. But right now,
there will be a tipping point where I will no longer be able to do it, but Indy will still be doing it.
I don't know if that will happen either, but yeah, that'll be fun. People, catch you next week. Much love. See you in a bit. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our episodes here, and don't forget to subscribe here. We'll see you guys on the next one.